97.7. Welcome to the Blitz.
Hello and welcome in to another spectacular edition of the Blitz. John Abraham, Joe Hunk, 2 hours straight of sports talk here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. ESPN Winchester only gets one of those hours. Still petitioning for that second hour to be up there in Winchester.
Talk to your local radio provider.
Yeah, and then on top of that, WZZN TV is where you guys can watch the show. Just head on over to our YouTube page, or you can find us over on X and Facebook. Just look up 97.7 ESPN The Zone, and you will be taken care of from there. Joe, I know that you're looking forward to the baseball this weekend, but yeah, there's a little bit of baseball this weekend. And the Braves got a win yesterday, so that's another thing to be hyped about. We'll be talking a little bit more about that.
You got to put me in like a situation. Oh, this game is extremely important. You need to win this game. You need to do all this. Now we come back and we're like, well, crap. They won, and now they're playing Colorado.
This is going to work out.
Baseball.
This is going to work out the way you want it, Joe.
You know what's going to happen? They're going to win. They're going to win 2 of 3 of these games. Mm-hmm. They're going to win like 4 of 6. And then they're just going to lose like 12 straight to the Mets and Phillies.
You are manifesting the wrong type of destiny right now, all right, Joe Hunk? I'm a little upset right now because you call yourself a Braves fan. If you get one win, bro, you got to be excited about it. The same way I'm excited whenever the Browns get a first down.
I was excited about the fact that the bullpen didn't have to open the door. That's what I was excited about. The fact that you had a starter go all 9 innings. The bullpen can't blow a game if they don't get into the game.
That's the truth. That is the truth.
So let's keep it that way. Oh. Let's go back to 1915 baseball, and every starter goes 9.
130 pitches every single game. Just like if we could get it at that mark with these MLB pitchers, I think baseball will be back to being perfect. Just perfect. You can have every single pitcher throughout the next 4 days that you want to see play without all of them being used in the same game. I'm all for that. Now, again, there are some concerns with that because we look over in Detroit and think about what's going on with their bullpen as they lose one of their starting pitchers in Jackson Jobe, who he's been out since May. It was a little bit of a shoulder injury. It's now turned into Tommy John surgery that is going to take him out for the rest of the season.
Can you just get Tommy John surgery to get it?
Just to get it out of the way, just to be like, I'm going to knock this Tommy John surgery out of the way. I'll be back and better than ever, like it's rookie of the year.
The only reason I ask is I know I need it, but I'm just like, I'm wondering, like, can you just go to the doctor and be like, doc, my elbow is just hurting a little bit, and I can't really throw very well in batting practice to my kids. Like, is there? I mean, I may be out, 8 to 12 months, from throwing, but I mean, it's okay. It's not baseball season anymore for my kids. So, I mean, I don't need it until next summer anyway.
Just some random dad that needs to get some UCL surgery.
I just need to know. And then he comes out throwing 94. Like, hey, kid, can't help it.
I can't.
Modern science, man.
Sorry, son, I can't help you either because I've been recruited to an MLB team. So, I just signed a
3-day deal.
Just have fun.
Just go over there for just a few days. We'll be back.
We talked about opening the door for the bullpen. You guys can open a door to some deals. Head on over to our website and get yourself some zone deals. The guys were out from the morning show over at Metro Diner. And I always, whenever they're over there, Joe, I got to admit, I am extremely jealous because I want to ask you this question first. What is your favorite food? Is it breakfast? Is it lunch? Or is it dinner? Which one are you rocking with?
Can't remember the last time I had a real one of any of those. I genuinely can't. Like,
man comes in here with a biscuit with like 2 pieces of bacon on it.
I can't really think of the last time I had a real breakfast.
If you could choose one of them to have like a
go breakfast. I probably will go breakfast.
Okay. What's that go-to breakfast pick?
Now it depends on what we're talking about. See, like my favorite go-to, Cracker Barrel doesn't even do anymore. Thank you. I know you got like specially order it. Like there's a way that you can order it now.
Yeah.
It's like a prompt.
It's off the secret menu.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, okay, I would like this toast this way cut with this. Like, it used to be called like eggs in a basket. Mm-hmm. And it was like, they had toast. There was egg in the middle of it. Like it was really delicious. That may have been my favorite, but I'm always a biscuits and gravy guy. Waffles, absolutely. But again, that goes back to the Waffle House discussion. Yeah. So there's that. Yeah.
I'm a man who will fumble. I will just completely fall apart if I'm told that there's going to be some sausage. And I got to admit the little wiener sausage. I don't know exactly what the name is. I'm gonna back myself into a corner here, but
no. Keep backing it up. No. Keep going.
Those right
going.
there are pristine. Obviously, like ground up sausage is another thing that you like to mix with your scrambled eggs. Like that right there is perfect. Bacon, egg, and cheese, great. If I had to go somewhere and grab a breakfast, you're not kidding. I mean, if you go to an IHOP, a Waffle House, you can get some pretty amazing stuff. But at Metro Diner,
how did we get here?
well, it's because the guys were at Metro Diner.
I'm just curious. I'm so confused right now how we even got here.
Because first off, if Steve's gonna be hungry from sitting in Metro Diner and he's finally getting to eat, I had to hear these guys talking about this spectacular food, and now I'm sitting here thinking about all the spectacular food and how I'm not going to be able to get it until I'm done with my work.
I'm
today.
so sorry. It's called every single time Tom is out at bomb hours.
Oh yeah.
I am so sorry that you have to deal with this once every month.
You can talk to Steve, tell him to get you something while he's over there setting up.
No,
you could.
No,
you could.
See, it's also different between take home.
Yeah.
Like, you get it to go sometimes. Like, the condensation gets into it. It doesn't taste the same.
You're not wrong.
So it's got to be right there. And,
ours is right down the road. Steve can take it to you so quick. I mean, he could probably bring us a Metro Diner if we really wanted to, but
sounds like you do.
We're not going to bother him for it. I did have protein waffles this morning, so I'm chilling, ready to rock on a Thursday here in No Man's Land, which I'm just going to throw that as the name. Joe, do we have a show tomorrow?
No.
We don't?
No.
Just making sure.
No.
And Talking Ball, they're blowing it up like they're the only ones that don't have a show. We don't have a show either because we're going to be doing some RCA stuff.
Yeah, our reason is not just because, hey, we feel like taking the day off, which, I mean, honestly, that'd be great. Can I take the rest of the day off on that? Just curious.
No.
The reason we do it is because we've got to go and we got to set up for the RCAs. And so we've got all the events taking place over there. You basically have to get everything finished when it comes to video and all of that.
Tonight's the night
for the RCA. So all that is good to go. Everything tomorrow is our walkthrough day to go in and practice and make sure that everything is good to go. So that on Monday night we are set. I got the pants tailored, or at least they're in the process of being tailored right now.
Update on the shoes, Joe.
Hold on.
Where are those things at? Also, what shoes are they?
I don't know. Well, we will all find out together.
They come in the clog.
Yeah. That's exactly what. Let me go in and let me check my tracking right now.
Because Joe, you're going to be rocking the nice dress suit, like going down all the way down to your feet.
All it says is shipment has been sent by the delivery facility.
Okay.
Don't know what that means.
Rocking with the sneakers.
But I would love to have a tracking number.
Yeah, that'd probably help. I don't know where you're getting those shoes from, and I don't think it's probably the most reliable when it comes to informational.
It just normally takes a while to get here.
Yeah. Oh.
But I've got backup kicks. Matter of fact, the backup kicks are the ones that I'm wearing today. So I'm gonna have to clean those up just in case.
Okay.
Matter of fact, whenever I went and got the pants tailored yesterday, I brought 2 pairs of shoes, one for the type of shoe that I'm trying to wear, and then the one for these that I have on right now. And I'm going, okay, if I've got to go with these, like, does it matter? Like, we had to check it, make sure the distance on the legs and everything. Like, we're all good. So suit is going to be good. Not 100% sure on the kicks just yet.
That's all right. Yeah. Well, you know what? You might not be 100% covered on your shoes, but I can make sure you're 100% covered on your roof problems. It's Fleming Roofing and Restoration, the wonderful presenting sponsors of this show. They're the guys you need to talk to about all of your roofing needs. If you're having any roofing problems, just look them up online. FlemingHSV.com is the place to find them. Fill out a free quote. Get them on over to your house because they show up, rain or shine. And apparently we're going to have a lot of rain coming up this next week, which I'm just going to say this to Mother Nature. I appreciate you for letting us have a few days of the sun here in Alabama.
I'm glad that you brought that up.
All right.
Because look, so today, I think it's there's like a 20-30% chance of rain.
It's later.
Yeah, later on. So yesterday I had this plan. Braves game was on. Get off of work early. I was going to head home. I was going to cut all the grass because all this rain is going to come in. And because I was trying to make my grass look nice, put fertilizer on it and
what
stuff.
A dad.
It's the only thing I have. It's the only thing in the house I have. Like, it's the only thing I can control.
Ain't nobody going to touch this man's land.
I mean, it is the only thing. Okay. even in my very own office, when I go, you know what, I want to do this, I get that, you know what, no, I got a better idea. Hold on, let me show you this. I'm like,
Yeah.
son of a God, no. Just let me have something. Okay? Just let me use my own imagination and my own creativity to do something around the house. Just let me have that.
You got a flower bed, Joe?
There's no chance. I would till up the flower bed in a heartbeat if I absolutely could. No, because then you got to like pull weeds and all that other crap. No, screw that. So the grass is all I got, man. It is literally the whole house is for the wife and kids, and I get like no say so on anything. So yesterday I'm going to go and cut grass, get home, ready to go. We had some family over.
About to have it looking like Oakmont.
I mean, it was the fertilizer and everything. Like I've got some, like, I got to throw some extra weed killer on it. Like it was looking good. Like it's one of those now where you look at it and go, oh, I bet that's soft. Like it's one of that. Like, you know, that you're like, you know, a grass snob if you kind of make that comment.
Mm-hmm.
I get ready, walk into the house, about to change, about to get into the lawn gear. My wife has set up an inflatable pool out in the backyard.
That's
and the
not
kids
going to
are all
help.
playing.
That's not going to help the grass, Joe. Joe, I don't know if you know, but what happens under that pool is not going to look so good.
Yeah, and she just looks at me and she goes, "Sorry, am I going to hurt the grass?" Yes, I was about to cut that, and now you do not. I can't cut it. I can't put weed killer on it because obviously the weed killer is going to get in the pool and can't have the kids running around in the weed killer water. Like, I'm like, you literally sabotaged it all. And if it's raining today, like it's supposed to be when I'm leaving the studio, we're going to have an entire forest before I get to cut the grass because of how quick the stuff grows. All because we had to put like a little bitty kiddie pool in the backyard, right in the middle, in a jungle gym, and now it's screwed.
It's going to be yellow under that pool.
It's gonna hurt my heart.
It's not going to look
it's
like
gonna
the
hurt
Oakmont.
my heart is what it's really going to do. Again, the only thing I have control of in the house, the only thing is that's it.
Well,
and it just got killed yesterday.
If you want to look at some good grass, you look towards the U.S. Open, what's going on right now. Now, we're not going to talk a lot of golf this show, but I do want to keep you guys updated on the leaderboards. JJ Spawn currently in the lead, 4 under through 10. Woodland in second, and Louis Adberg, Ludwig. There you go. That was a guy that John would have had perfectly. I
absolutely love these updates.
Ludwig Adberg sitting at third, so he's chilling right there, and we'll continue with that. We'll maybe throw it to Tom to continue with the U.S. Open conversation, because yesterday, Joe, it was the return of the Fecta. And it was the U.S. Open Fecta that he had going on. And if you guys didn't get in, then you missed out because, you could win some prizes over to Cherokee Ridge Country Club. But, Joe, I brought it up. A lot of people looking forward to baseball this weekend. Of course, the MLB continues to roll. On top of that, we're into the College World Series.
Will be tomorrow.
And I am very much excited for our conversation with Eric Sorenson from D1 Baseball to continue this conversation, break down some of these matchups. But honestly, I'm thinking about something else. And Joe, before you stop me, what was the one thing that got you out of NASCAR? And what would be the one thing to get you back into NASCAR?
I'll answer the first thing first. Nothing. And literally Dale Earnhardt turning right.
Okay.
I mean, that was it. The moment he died, I was done.
Gotcha.
I mean, it's not because, oh my God, this is so unsafe. No, it's just because the sport started to suck after that.
That was the spirit right there.
I mean, it literally, like, it was it. I mean, I was just, okay, now I just don't care, because we want to nerf everything in NASCAR, and we want to make it as much fun as it is. They want to take it away. So, this is all I'm going to talk about NASCAR. So the rest of this is all you, bud.
Okay. Well, they they were hitting 200 miles per hour at Michigan last week. So, I mean, nerfing, I see what you're talking about. They made the sport safer and made these cars more at the same time, easy to control.
They also want to kill all the personality. Like, that's the other part about it is here's the thing that makes me laugh.
Okay.
The same people that complain about baseball and players having personality and yelling at each other and going off in each other's faces and doing all this other stuff are the same people that say that NASCAR needs to go back to the way that it was in the 80s and 90s. That's the exact same thing. Like, they were the exact same. What's happening in baseball now? You have these players that are talking smack to each other. They're wanting to flip each other off. They might want to fight here and there. There's a bench clearing brawl. Oh, look and don't even look up at the scoreboard. Don't even do it. Hit your home run and go around the bases and tag home plate and go back into the dugout. Those are the same guys that are like, I remember when Dale Earnhardt used to just go around, pass people, and throw the bird up in the air right afterwards, and I loved it. Intimidator. It's the same freaking thing. How is this different? Like, why are we wanting to get angry because something's happened in one sport when it's literally what you want in the other sport?
It's not like baseball's the gentleman's sport.
No, but what I'm saying is that every single time somebody tries to make it a little bit more entertaining, everybody wants to be all butthurt about it because they're like, oh, this isn't the game that I grew up with. You're right, and that's the reason the ratings suck. That's the reason why people turn away. But yet, Bryce Harper wears some glowing green cleats, and everybody wants to just get all butthurt about it. I want them to be traditional. Yet you complain because NASCAR literally doesn't let anybody say anything during a race or after a race.
Saying things one thing, they are definitely still vocal.
Again, it's also the same thing like baseball. I can literally wreck you at 120 miles per hour. Cool. Start doing that more because you're angry. I'll totally watch more.
Well, you must be a fan of Austin Dillon because he crashed a few guys last year
Austin Dillon
to win a race.
No, I have bad stories about Austin Dillon.
I'm not a fan of him either. But NASCAR is going to a new country this weekend, and I'm intrigued because
it's not on American television.
No, it'll still be on Prime, so everybody's going to be able to watch it if you got Amazon Prime. And they're not going to
talking about this.
They're not just going to be turning left. It opens up another conversation of sports going international, as well as, a new track in NASCAR, which I will get to soon enough. But I'm not going to delay the main conversation at hand, which is going to be the College World Series, which, yes, Joe, you said it, starts this week. It starts tomorrow. Coastal Carolina, Arizona. Oregon State versus Louisville. A lot less people in this area focused on this side of the bracket, but I will say this much. There is something to be said about all four of these teams, where they've come from, and I think we're going to have a lot of help in the next segment when we get our next guest on, which, Joe, you were the one that podded up. You got a brand new guest for us.
Okay, so first off, you are about an hour and 20 minutes ahead.
Oh, is he in the second hour?
Yeah, he's 10:20.
Oh, okay. Well, then I could continue to go and talk about NASCAR.
I mean, I can go to Metro if you want me to while you do it.
Okay.
I mean,
well, we'll continue on the conversation then.
I'm going to be very quiet if we continue talking NASCAR.
NASCAR next.
Joe Hunk, John Abraham. You can watch the Blitz live now on X at 97.7 ESPN.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at Your Home Window Company. When it comes to replacement windows, exterior doors, or new window screens, Your Home Window is the answer anywhere in Huntsville, Athens, Decatur, or Hartselle. Your Home Window windows and doors are made here in the USA and come with a lifetime warranty. When replacing those old windows or doors, Your Home Window has the solution for you. In-home estimates are always free and financing is available. Learn more at yourhomewindow.com and see clearly with Your Home Window. Visit yourhomewindow.com to make an appointment today.
Hey folks, Bob Baumhauer here. We're extremely proud that Baumhauer's Victory Grill has been serving Alabama for 43 legendary years. Our motto is legendary fun, legendary food, and we strive to make every dining experience a special one for all of our guests. Our menu features delicious, always fresh and scratch-made in-house recipes. And of course, our award-winning wings and sauces. And don't forget, our happy hour and halftime daily specials cannot be beat. Baumhauer's Victory Grill, legendary fun, legendary food.
Flying nonstop from Huntsville is a breeze on Breeze Airways. They're nice people flying nice people to nice places on really nice planes. Let's be direct. Nonstop from Huntsville to the places you want to go. Las Vegas, Orlando, or Tampa, starting at $49. It's time for a weekend getaway or a long overdue week away. Time to check in using the convenient Breeze app and check out. What are you waiting for? Book today at flybreeze.com. That's flybreeze.com. Breeze Airways. Seriously nice.
Your Fox 54 weather brought to you by Tellini's Italiano.
Temperatures drop into the lower 70s as we head into the overnight. Small opportunity for some rain. Scattered showers and thunderstorms more likely through Friday afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s, dropping into the lower 70s as we head into the overnight. Scattered showers and thunderstorms once again on Saturday, and again temperatures climb into the mid 80s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Your Fox 54 weather only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. The Blitz with Joe Hunk and John Abraham. Weekday morning starting at 9 a.m. on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Back on the college baseball conversation for just a moment, but that means a wide open first hour for you guys. 256-576-97.7 is the number to get in. Whether you're listening here in Huntsville or up in Tennessee, the phone lines are here for you. On top of that, you can chat with us over on our YouTube WZZN TV. Now, I ended off the last segment talking about something you don't really care for, Joe.
Yeah, no, I'm actually trying to figure out if I have more food in my bag or not for me to go cook while you do this.
Yeah, you can go and cook that up. I'm fine with doing a one-man show, man.
Yeah,
It's felt like I did that in the past. So
I'm just I'm whenever the word NASCAR comes out, it's like whew,
yeah,
eyes
it's like
go glazed.
pew! That's what it is to me.
No,
But I think
eyes get
NASCAR,
glazed.
yeah, NASCAR, I my eyes do get
Is
glazed.
it- I think it's just because that's what I used to do is I'd put NASCAR on and go to sleep. So it's like automatically my body wants to get tired
Okay.
the moment you mention it.
Well,
So
more views, I guess, for NASCAR.
yeah, it was
We'll see if they get more views this weekend, though, because they are heading to a new country. And I know there's some NASCAR fans out there that will definitely be intrigued to see what they're going to do.
both of these people are going to be happy.
Yeah, they're heading to Mexico City, and they're going to be racing on not an oval, but some sort of amalgamation of a triangle and like a half an oval, I guess. And it's going to have 13 turns, and they're not just going to be going left. They're going to be going right, too. Oh, my gosh. And not the way that Dale Earnhardt did, like that last segment. But I will say, I'm always intrigued whenever professional sports go into new venues, Joe. And I want to obviously change the conversation throughout this segment because it is a long segment. We got a few topics we want to get into today. But I want to know, Joe, a sports venue that you may have saw on TV once or sports decided to go, whether it was the MLB, whether it was the football league, all of that stuff, that is not utilized enough. That has been used once before, and it looked amazing. It looked really interesting. Maybe a soccer stadium in the NFL, or maybe something even wackier, like the Field of Dreams for the MLB.
I thought the Field of Dreams thing was great once. I mean, like
Yeah.
I don't need a follow-up, especially with the way the game ended.
Mhm.
I mean, I think it was Tim Anderson hitting a walk-off home run. I mean, literally a Chicago White Sox. They might have been last time they were even halfway decent. Doing anything, that was cool. I think that the concept is great. I believe, and we had Rick Wood last year, and obviously the state of Alabama has totally benefited from Major League Baseball enhancing Rick Wood the way that they did, because I mean, you've got Miles College is now playing there. You've had the SWAC conference championships been played there. That stadium is being utilized way more than what it probably was before all the enhancements. So, that thing's good. But I'm trying to, for me, it's more about like the whole Braves and Reds at Bristol thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's So dumb.
You what?
No,
You're
it's
not
so
about that. You
dumb.
haven't gotten on that awesome hype yet.
It's so incredibly dumb.
I think that's gonna be cool.
And I mean, again, especially with the way the Braves are playing right now, like you picked the wrong team. You should have got the game.
Not a high dollar game you want to totally renovate.
You should have made that sucker a Yankees Dodgers game, because trust me, you are not going to fill that place up right now with Braves and Reds fans.
Oh well, I mean, come on, it's closer to the Braves and the Reds. The Yankees and the Dodgers it'd be a far trek.
But I'm like, those types of things. All right, cool. But I also think that baseball needs to continue to dive into its history more. Just because you brought up the Field of Dreams thing, this is where my mind went. Is I continue to say that, MLB The Show, the video game, does an amazing job at going back into history and teaching younger generations about it. I think that we need to continue to do that. And we also need to continue to, utilize some of these old decrepit stadiums that need to be fixed up that does have a lot of history to it. Like that to me is some of the things. Now, that's just off the top of my head while you were talking about this, but I still believe that is something that absolutely needs to be going, because even like you go over to Chattanooga and there's the baseball stadium, and right now it's totally, I cannot remember the full name of it. But it's the place that they filmed part of 42. They've also, that is the place where, if you never knew it, the female pitcher for the Chattanooga, well, she was from Chattanooga, struck out like Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig and those guys like back to back in a game. Like I played there, but the stadium
is it Ingle Stadium?
It is Ingle Stadium.
Okay.
That's exactly where it is. Like that place, fix that up. Like, utilize that where you could renovate it and go. And and I know that the Lookouts are building like a new stadium and everything, but
it looks nice.
It does look nice, but you also have this historical place here where so much baseball history has happened, and you just kind of want to like let it go. Like, it's that important thing. Like, I still believe that in some form of fashion, I don't even know if we could do it, is if you could set up some way that you could play a baseball game at the Polo Grounds the way that it used to be, obviously like a makeshift stadium or something like that, to remember the history of it. Like, I think that stuff should happen. Those are some of the things that, again, just talking the baseball side.
And Huntsville's not a stranger to these interesting layouts. Of course, we talked a little bit about I believe it was the Conference USA. It was a softball tournament that they had over there at Toyota Field.
The Rocket City. The Rocket City tournament.
And they had to kind of change the stadium around over there at Toyota. I mean, it's still baseball, it's still softball. It's kind of similar, but even before that, that Jack State and I believe it was North Alabama that faced off inside a Toyota Stadium. And I remember that day was also Alabama versus Tennessee. The first year, of course, Josh Heupel and the Vols got the best of, Nick Saban and the Tide. And I remember enjoying that football game at Toyota Field, but at the same time, my mind was somewhere else just because of some of the other games. If I was living in that moment, though, that would be one of the most interesting venues I would say that this area has ever had sports in, just because it's always fun to see a football stadium crammed inside of a baseball field. I always think that's an interesting thing, and sadly, we don't get it that much in the NFL anymore. I don't think we get it at all. There's no stadiums that are shared with MLB clubs. The last one I remember was the Oakland Raiders, and they were with the A's, and now there's not even a baseball team in there.
Yeah, no, that's part of the reason for that, is because of the intimacy that you were wanting to create with the baseball stadium and the multi-use stadiums. There was way too much work on them if you weren't doing like artificial surfaces. And even with the artificial surface, you could still see where the mound was supposed to be and everything along those lines. Like, it was unique because you were able to bring a lot of sports teams to cities that didn't have them, or whenever you were coming, like, oh, you can get a baseball team and a football team. All you can do is build one stadium like that. Okay. Like, that was the appeal for bringing in the Braves and getting the Falcons. Like, okay. But at the same time, you always felt so far away from the action that there's a reason why they kind of went away from it.
Plus, I mean, the money came in a lot more to those teams, so they're able to separate it. And these cities were able to make their own stadiums for the respected teams. But I want to know how many other baseball fields there are to even look back on and renovate. I mean, a lot of the Negro League stadiums I feel like have been taken down, and that leads to not a lot of history that we get to see in the future. And that's why I love growth in cities. Like, of course, in Birmingham, you see a lot of things get built up. In Chattanooga, they're taking a lot of that history down so they can replace it with the future of what sports can be out there for the Mocs. But at the same time, that totally closes off even having an opportunity to try and build up one of those stadiums and have a historical type of baseball or football game. So there's that as well. I mean, how many left are there?
Well, and I'm looking one up now because I think I remember researching this for one of the it was one of the UAH played somebody, and I cannot remember which team it was that they were playing, but it is, if I remember, I'm okay. Yes, this is exactly where it is. It's called Bose Field. All right, it's in Evansville, Indiana.
Bose Field.
Bosse Field, and I could have the name wrong on this.
Bose.
But the reason why I bring this up is a former Negro League baseball stadium. It has been renovated to, a little bit so that it can be utilized for like local games and all this other stuff. But this was also the stadium where they filmed The League of Their Own. And so there was a player that played for one of the teams UAH was playing, and that was where he played because he played for like the Evansville Otters or something like.
Yeah, that's the team. That's the team name.
It was like basically a summer league team, and that's their home field. But the stadium itself, there are a lot of players like Warren Spahn and Bob Uecker and Jack Morris and these players that actually played there. That there is history there. Obviously, we've seen a movie that was filmed there as well. And this is an old Negro League stadium that, you could still continue to build that history for that. Like that, those types of places, I think that need to be utilized as much. Patterson Field down in Montgomery, it's been renovated to an extent. A lot of times, obviously, before the AHSAA state championships moved to Jacksonville State, they were being played in Montgomery, and there was part of it was being played at Patterson. The other part was being played at Riverwalk, and Patterson Field has a lot of history on it as well that, continue to renovate it and make it a little bit more viable. You could also be hosting, more sporting events there. It's right across from the Crampton Bowl, which is, obviously we now have a college football bowl game that is there. Those types of things, I think that we do need to go back to the history of it. And I know that a lot of people are going to be looking at this as, you can only get, so many thousands of fans here and you got to do this and got to do this. I understand, but it's also about the long-term game of the uniqueness of seeing the game there that you start to then want to be playing and getting more fans to be involved in the sport. Like it's a short-term, long-term benefit to this.
Well, I think one thing that could definitely bring fans into it is, intriguing venues. And even the MLB has discovered that going outside of the country is something that they could profit off of and bring in new fans from outside of the country. Like, I mean, we saw at the beginning of the year, Japanese series, you got the Dodgers. And who'd they face off? The Cubs?
Dodgers and Cubs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was one to start it all off. But again, that was at the very beginning, and it wasn't even opening day.
No, it was like a week before opening day.
So it was a little bit weird for a lot of people. But at the same time, it was also kicking off, I would say, the Japanese baseball league as well.
Well, and it's more about the cultures of it. Yes, I'm infatuated with Japanese baseball right now.
You are.
God, watch this morning. Sato.
Did they fall apart again, Joe?
No, it was okay. So here's what this total sidebar.
Just really
you
quick.
Asked
really quick.
4-1. They were playing the Lions. It's interleague play in Japan right now. They were down 4-1 in the 8th inning. The pitcher that was on the mound for the Lions had walked 2 straight guys. Bases were loaded. There was only 1 out. Your second best power hitter was at the plate. They had just walked my boy Teriyaki Sato. He's standing on first base. He gets the lead. Then he gets picked off. I'm like, first off, I go, that's not bad. You pick off a guy, bases loaded. Normally, you don't really think about even trying to pick anybody off.
Yeah.
That's the second out of the inning. And then Oyama hits a ground ball, gets out of the inning for the Lions, and then Tigers lose 4-1.
How are you going to pick off a guy that can't even steal?
That's what I'm saying. I'm mad because I'm like, dude, how do you get picked off? But then in my head, I'm going, why do you even throw it? I'm not even upset. I was actually kind of impressed.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, dang it. You had this opportunity. You could have come back. So yes, they lost this morning. I hopped in probably about the 6th inning. It's a road game, so I can't watch it on demand like I can with the home games. So I got to watch it live. And yeah, that sucks. But stuff like that. Like, those types of things, South Korea and the way that the Korean baseball is, I think that we should have more games in Mexico. I think that, it should be more of those, because with the game happening, if we could do Cuba and not start a war, that'd be amazing. But it was, those types of games, your Cubas, your Brazils, those types, the time difference isn't as dramatic as what it is in Japan, where I want to say right now is it a 14-hour difference right now?
They're on the other side of the world.
No, yeah, it's a 14-hour difference right now between Central Time Zone and in Tokyo. Like, that's a massive difference. Brazil and Cuba and even parts of Mexico, they're in our time zone. So like, why not do something along those lines? There's another one that I think is so amazing, and I've always wanted to go to it. It's in Alaska. And every single year they do something that's called like the 24-hour game, where they play for 24 straight hours. And because of the daylight and because it doesn't get dark, I think that would be so incredibly cool.
It's like the Tour de Le Mans.
It's something like that. It's a 24-hour baseball game that's played in Alaska. Obviously,
just one game?
It's just one full game.
How do you even do that? You have to have like how many innings?
As many as you can play in 24 hours.
Golly.
All right, so it's called right here. It's called the Midnight Sun baseball game. And gates, this is how crazy it is.
Okay.
Gates open at 8 p.m. It's actually coming up, as a matter of fact. It's going to be next week. Who knew?
Oh, nice and hot summertime for
Yeah,
them.
see?
I'm just envisioning, instead of it being a green outfield, it's all just white snow.
It's at Groudon Field, which is in Fairbanks, Alaska. How on earth? This is where I'm going to be going with this. But no, I want to say the field may be infield, may be artificial, outfield may be grass.
Okay. Hopefully heated.
It's not like it's cold right now in Fairbanks, Alaska.
It's always cold in Alaska. At least that's the idea I've got of it.
Right now, you know what today's high in Alaska is going to be, John?
63?
74.
Wow.
It's going to be 78 tomorrow. It's going to be 83 on Saturday.
Jeez.
See, it's not always cold.
What are we doing to this world, man? All these fumes.
Global warming, man.
Come on.
Everybody in their cars and swear.
This time, 5 years ago, it was snowing during this time up in Alaska.
That'd be amazing. So gates open at 8 p.m. First pitch is at 10 p.m.
Okay.
And it goes 24 hours.
That's intriguing. Would we put our MLB stars there in a 24-hour game?
It's called High Noon at Midnight Classic and is played entirely without the use of artificial light in this.
Pretty impressive.
I think that would be so incredibly cool.
I think that would be about as wonky, about as weird. Like, I would say maybe a college team. I would say put some college teams up there, let them play, see how it goes. It'd be just as weird as playing on like a one of those big military ships, playing a game of basketball.
Okay, so this one is a little bit different because this is actually happening during the summer solstice, which is what's happening in Alaska right now. First pitch is normally around 10, and they actually just have changed it to just playing a normal baseball game where normally it ends around 2 to 2:30 a.m. and it's all in the sunlight.
It's just a normal baseball game then.
It's a normal baseball game that is played there. The 24-hour game would be really kind of awesome, especially because what it would be is it wouldn't be just one team. Like, you'd probably have like 10 different teams that are playing, but they're all playing one game.
I just want to see one team.
34th right now.
I want to see one team play against another one team and play for 24 hours
Dude, we
straight.
used to do charity events.
Meals in the middle of the innings for some of these players.
We used to do charity events like that. I think it actually was called a 24-hour baseball game where you do play 24 straight hours. And what it was is, you committed to play 9 innings. You get other people to commit to play, 16 innings, whatever. And you just keep going for as long as you can. It was for charity.
Gotcha. Well, that's exactly what we did during this segment. Whenever we brought up NASCAR, Joe, I know you didn't want to work with it, but I made sure that you were able to work with it. And
it is this year, by the way, it's not just teams that are Canadian or in Alaska. This year it's going to be the last year it was the Alaska Gold Panners against the Seattle Studs. You had one year the Michigan Monarchs, the San Diego Waves. All these teams are playing in it. This year it's going to be the Alaska Gold Panthers versus the Anchorage Glacier Pilots.
Definitely interesting, Joe. It definitely is. I'm not even going to doubt that. But NASCAR, of course, going to Mexico City, 14-turn circuit. It's going to be something that we have never seen in NASCAR before, especially because if you guys look at the pictures of turn, I believe it's turn 1 and turn 2, it is straight up surrounded by the crowd, and I believe they go through the stands, which just sounds like an absolute party. But I want to know your guys' favorite locations for our professional sports or even college sports. Well, that is professional, I guess, nowadays, that you guys want to see come back into onto the TV screens, because even at one point, all women's basketball was doing some interesting stuff. They played their 2004, I believe it was their All-Star game. They played it in New York, and it was on a stage. So you only had one angle at it, but it was up on a stage, like a play would be. So it was the weirdest thing ever, and it's never been done since then. So something crazy. Want you guys to hop in on the conversation. 256-576-9777, the number to get in. We're going to hop into a break when we get back. Joe?
Sup?
What do you want to talk about?
You're so bad at this.
I'm so bad because my brain goes blank whenever
You are
it's like, when did it come
so
back?
incredibly bad at this. The SEC ACC matchup just dropped a little yesterday. Who is Alabama and Auburn going to be facing in basketball?
Oh.
Find out next when we come back on the Blitz. 97.7 ESPN The Zone, WZZN TV, ESPN Winchester.
Golly, you're so good at that.
Right.
This is the Blitz with Joe Hunk and John Abraham. 256-576-4977.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
Scotty Scheffler, the plus 275 favorite to win the 125th edition of the U.S. Open, played this week at the Oakmont Country Club outside of Pittsburgh. Rory McIlroy plus 850, Bryson DeChambeau 9-1, John Rahm 12-1, Xander Schauffele 20-1. McIlroy's odds are shorter to miss the cut at plus 195. He missed the cut last week at the RBC Canadian Open with a 9-over, missed the cut at Oakmont at the 2016 U.S. Open, and admitted to recently shooting an 81 during a practice round at Oakmont. He's plus 195 to miss the cut. Braves with the day off today. They host the Rockies tomorrow at Truist Park. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Where's the best place for sports? What about the best place for wings? If you answered Jefferson's for both, you're right. Jefferson's is also a great place for value. Every Monday, kids eat free with the purchase of an adult meal, and teachers bring your teacher ID, and you eat free every first Tuesday of the month up to $15. And Owens Crossroads, Jefferson's will be opening a new location at 326 Sutton Road very soon. Jefferson's, best place for sports, best place for wings. Hampton Cove, and soon in Owens Crossroads.
You've seen those beautiful epoxy floors in a garage or carport area and have probably wondered, how can I get that done? Well, the answer is Lifetime Epoxy Floors. Lifetime Epoxy Floors is an A-plus rated business with the Better Business Bureau and has been family-owned for over 14 years. They do both residential and commercial applications and get most jobs done in a day. Lifetime Epoxy Floors' motto is, We love what we do, and it shows. Visit lifetimeepoxyfloors.com to schedule a free estimate today and check them out on Facebook.
Tom Luganville here from my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Have you discovered Good Company Cafe? The place for breakfast, brunch, lunch, and so much more. Enjoy brunch all day and pair with one of our many seasonal refreshing drinks, including alcoholic and non-alcoholic options. Choose inside or outside on our gorgeous, spacious, dog-friendly patio and have some fun with friends playing yard games in the courtyard. See catering, to-go options, and lots more at goodcompany-cafe.com. Good Company Cafe, 7500 South Memorial Parkway.
Your Fox 54 weather brought to you by Tellini's Italiano.
A partly sunny sky this afternoon. A couple of isolated, widely scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible through the heart of the afternoon, early into the evening. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s, maintaining a small opportunity for rain as we head into the overnight. Better opportunity for widespread showers and thunderstorms through Friday afternoon. Still going to be warm temperatures in the mid 80s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Your Fox 54 weather only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. The Atlanta Braves.
Swung on and crushed deep left field. Kepler going back. Here comes some late night dynamite here at Truist Park. A walk-off home run by Marcelo Zuna.
All season long on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is survival of the fittest.
Very fitting song for what's going to be going down in Omaha this weekend. The College World Series getting kicked off. Weird saying kicked off to a baseball tournament, but regardless of that, we got some stuff that's going to be tipped off when basketball season comes around. Joe?
Well, and before we go to what we were going to be talking about, I wanted to add into the venue thing because I know we focus on baseball. I think that every single year we should have an event at certain stadiums because of their historical significance.
Okay.
Like, I think that every single year there should be a basketball game that is played at Butler or something like that because of, like Hoosiers, something along those lines.
Yeah.
Heck, even if we could. Is the gym that was used in Hoosiers, is that still even a thing? Like, is it still available?
Pretty sure Scott and Drew would definitely tell us.
I mean, I'm sure one of them would probably know.
Drew was like, yeah, I visited it last week.
Absolutely. No,
always visit
Huntsville's got a basketball tournament, summer camp going on up there coming up in a few days. So something like that. I think that there should always be some either NHL game or international game that happens at Lake Placid every single year.
And I see what you're saying there too.
Like, it should be like a cool significance to the event.
And it's tough to kind of go against what the NFL and even the NHL are doing right now, where they love these little cartoon games. These special games that are fully CG and it's going off the player data on the field and it's on these kids' cartoon channels. And I think that stuff's awesome. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, we're going for entertainment over education. And I think that the education aspect is something that we can't overlook. And I think that's something that could definitely entertain and teach these kids a lot more of the information these sports pass.
Again, I know that we're not going to be able to go have a baseball game at the Sandlot. I know we can't do that.
It's not the Sandlot if it's got thousands of seats around it.
Absolutely. And I honestly want to think that was built like in Utah, if I remember correctly. But things along those lines, I think that we should be able to, teach history, those things. By the way, the Hoosiers gym is actually still up and it is called the Hoosier Gym.
Nice.
It is absolutely
no mistake in it.
Yeah. No, it's in Knightstown, Indiana, the Hoosier Gym. So things like that, we should do an event there. There should be a basketball game played there. It should either college or pros. There should be even if we're talking about with the Olympics and how everybody does these prelims and all this other stuff, we should have the United States play at least one game in Lake Placid every single time for their exhibition season before they go play in the Olympics. Things along those lines. I think that's something that absolutely needs to happen because it would teach the history and it would allow, for us to be able to educate younger people about the cool things that happen there, and it would make them want to go there.
Yeah.
The Cooperstown thing. There's a baseball stadium at Cooperstown. Why are we not playing a game there? There's a stadium there. Why do you not have at least one baseball game, Major League Baseball game, at Cooperstown the weekend that we are doing all the Hall of Fame stuff? It just makes sense.
Yeah.
Why not make it the two teams that have somebody that's actually in the going into the Hall of Fame? It makes sense.
It does.
Why is this so hard?
I think the same thing could be said in college sports. In football, maybe not. I don't know, maybe not in football just because every single game, it just costs so much and it's going to bring so much money in. But maybe in baseball or in basketball, I think every team should have one of those games.
Like this year, Ichiro, CC Sabathia, Billy Wagner. You have multiple opportunities. Ichiro with the Mariners, CC with either the Yankees or the Guardians, whichever one you want to do.
Going to Yankees.
Maybe probably Yankees be the smarter option. I mean, Billy Wagner, it could be Mets, it could be Astros, it could be Braves. Those are all these options that you can have one, if not two different games there. Because say for Ichiro, where he played for the Mariners, he played for the Yankees. He also played for, matter of fact, I saw him play for the Yankees.
It was weird he played for the Yankees. Just thinking about it. I think it was 1 or 2 years or 1.5 year back in 2015, 2016.
He may have been at that 08 game that I was telling you about the other day. He may have been playing in that game, that one where with the Yankees Red Sox that I went to.
I don't think he was playing for the Yankees back in 08. I think it was early 2010s. He played 14 and 15. I think that's whenever he was playing.
It was 2012 through 2014. How did I see him? I swear I saw him. Anyways,
he was just watching the game.
It was just whatever. But you have Yankees, you have the Guardians, you have the Braves, you have the Marlins because Ichiro played for the Marlins as well. There's so many different, Mariners, all those teams, you could have one, if not two different games. One team play one day, one team play another day, and all of their fans are going to be there anyway. It just makes sense.
No doubt.
Those types of things I think that we need to do better at when it comes to one specific game. It is just one game. Right now with the Braves, it doesn't matter if it was this game or in 6 months. It doesn't matter. I mean, 6 months, Braves definitely aren't playing. But it's those types of things that grow the sport. Basketball, the game that happened on the Carrier in San Diego, so incredibly cool.
4 times.
Yes.
4 different times.
Why don't we do that?
That's what I was trying to get at in the last segment. These are places you could return to. It respects a certain group, and for sports, of course, there's a lot of respect due for a lot of these past players. And in the NFL and college sports, I mean, now you see what the NCAA is doing with this new rule that was passed by the judge. I mean, this is going to pay athletes from back in 2016 as well. So you're going back, you're reaching back, you're giving respect to some of these athletes. But I feel like there's another way to do it. But everybody is so preoccupied right now with so many other things when it comes to whether they want to extend how many games are in a season. I'm looking at you, the NFL, whether it's the MLB wanting to try and make the game entertaining for the new crowd, paying players in college sports. There's so many other things that these leagues are looking at that is taking priority off of making these events, these things happen.
Well, and then you have the cool scheduling things like the SEC ACC Challenge, but where you're going to get teams playing each other that normally they are really good matchups, at least for, a Jersey standpoint. That's a game that is going to be happening that that isn't going to affect your conference standings or anything like that. And, Auburn's going to be playing NC State. Alabama's going to be playing Clemson. Okay, cool. Do we have to get Kentucky Duke or Kentucky North Carolina every single time? Is nobody else allowed to play those other teams? I think Alabama played North Carolina.
Yeah.
But is nobody else allowed to play North Carolina and Duke?
It's a sexy matchup. Come on.
Is nobody else allowed?
People see Duke versus Kentucky on the schedule. They're thinking that's a must watch. So, I mean, Kentucky versus Michigan, it's not sexy. I don't think it's appealing. I wouldn't watch it. Just going out of my way. But Kentucky Duke, oh, now we're talking.
No, but at the,
Blue
but,
blood,
at the, but
baby.
at the same time, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see, like, last year we got lucky. Kentucky played Clemson, Alabama played North Carolina, Auburn played Duke. Give me more of that.
And the SEC dominated. We'll have more when we come back in the second hour. See you guys over there.
Joe Hunk, John Abraham, 256-576-4977. This is the Blitz on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Would you call a plumber for a root canal? The same goes for selling your timberland or farm. Choose someone who understands your property and can help you on the front end so you can capitalize on the back end. I am Bo Butler with Southland Realty and Auction. As a guide, I have put many hunters in position to take a shot. It's time for you to take your shot. Let's talk about putting you in position to sell your property. Call me at 256-609-0512. Remember, Bo knows land.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
This is Steve Moulton from 97.7 ESPN The Zone, and this is What's Happening. Be sure and download our app. Just search 977 ESPN in your Google Marketplace or your Apple Store, depending on your device, so you can take us wherever you might go. And you can also check out our latest zone deals. Head over to our website, 977ESPN.com. The top left banner reads, Savings Never Tasted So Good. Click on that, then enter in the big Zone Deals store for half-off zone deals of Lawler's Barbecue, Sea Salt, Carrabba's Italian Grill, Bubby's Diner, Corlejos Mexican Grill, Bad Daddy's Burger Bar, Divergence, Full Moon Barbecue, Bigfoot Little Donuts, Hickory Store Barbecue, Good Company Cafe, Apple Lane Farms, the Decatur location, and rounds of golf at Cherokee Ridge Golf Course and Gunter's Landing. And that's what's happening.
I'm here with Stan McDonald of Jacob Title. Stan, I've heard that every real estate closing at Jacob Title is a very big deal. Why is that?
Wes, I'm reminded of a very impactful statement that I heard from Coach Gene Stallings years ago when he talked about big games and little games. He said he didn't like that comparison. He says, because try losing one of those little games. And if you ever do, it ends up being the biggest game all year long. Well, it's the same thing with real estate closings. Every game, every closing is a very big deal at Jacob Title, because when it's your closing and your contract on the line, it's a very big deal. And we understand that at Jacob Title.
So it sounds like whether your client is a first-time residential buyer or a multi-million-dollar investor, they can expect your A game.
That's exactly right. As a matter of fact, when you bring your real estate closing to us at Jacob Title, we understand it's all about trust and confidence. And when Stan McDonald tells you that a chicken dips snuff, you can look under his wing for the box.
And like Beams likes to say, there's no doubt about it.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
John Abraham here for Bobcat of Huntsville. Right now till the end of June, you can get 0% financing on the world-famous line of Bobcat skid steers, excavators, mowers, and tractors. Need attachments? They got them. And did I mention 0% as in nada? No financing charge for 48 months. It's like free money. Visit the brand new Bobcat of Huntsville in their tremendous new facilities on Highway 20 in Madison, right next to Redstone Harley-Davidson.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
Scotty Scheffler, the plus 275 favorite to win the 125th edition of the U.S. Open, played this week at the Oakmont Country Club outside of Pittsburgh. Rory McIlroy plus 850, Bryson DeChambeau 9-1, John Rahm 12-1, Xander Schauffele 20-1. McIlroy's odds are shorter to miss the cut at plus 195. He missed the cut last week at the RBC Canadian Open with a 9-over, missed the cut at Oakmont at the 2016 U.S. Open, and admitted to recently shooting an 81 during a practice round at Oakmont. He's plus 195 to miss the cut. Braves with the day off today. They host the Rockies tomorrow at Truist Park. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Your Fox 54 weather brought to you by Tellini's Italiano.
Temperatures drop into the lower 70s as we head into the overnight. Small opportunity for some rain. Scattered showers and thunderstorms more likely through Friday afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s, dropping into the lower 70s as we head into the overnight. Scattered showers and thunderstorms once again on Saturday, and again, temperatures climb into the mid 80s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Your Fox 54 weather only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Log on today, 977ESPN.com. Joe Hunk, John Abraham, 256-576-4977. Welcome to the Blitz.
Second hour, final hour, best hour, 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Joe Hunk, John Abraham with you on the Blitz on this Thursday morning. It is the last show for us this week.
Feels like a Friday.
Yeah. I don't get the Friday vibes right now.
I'm getting the Friday
I don't. So it is going to be the reason for us not being here tomorrow. Isn't just say we're taking the day off. It's more about the fact that we're going to be down at the VBC because we're going to be getting ready for the Rocket City Awards. It's going to be taking place on Monday night.
No doubt. And I'm going to learn a lot about my video come that time because there's going to be some mistakes. I can tell you that much.
Tomorrow's going to be a lot of troubleshooting for you.
Yeah, but it's all good. It's all good. It also makes me extremely comfortable because leading up to the event every single year, it's so stressful. Because I know that everybody who's going to be inside of Mars Music Hall is going to be looking up on that screen the entire time. And if there's one thing that is off, it's going to bother me.
Well, it's going to bother other people too because they're going to stare at it.
Yeah. So
that's putting pressure.
Everything is going to be everything's going to be great. It's going to be fine. Don't worry about it too much. I'm just the man behind the curtain with that video. And I honestly have so much help with everybody else. Obviously, Scott, Steve, even you. I mean, you guys have been helping getting these videos. Olivia over at WHNT. I mean, there's just so much help that is thrown into this event. And so many people coming together, as well as these athletes, to really show the love and respect for the athletes that have done great things this past year.
So I don't think I've asked this question yet.
Okay.
Are we broadcasting this?
Well, yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's going to be on the air.
Okay.
It'll be on the airways.
Well, as I said, I'm pretty sure that we are. I was just kind of curious about how all that goes.
So Monday at 7, if you guys tune in, you're going to be able to listen to the Rocket City Awards. Yeah, and if you want to watch it, head on over to WHNT 19 and make sure you have that saved for you. We'll send out a link during the event, right before the event gets going, so you guys can hop in and watch it over on WHNT. But Yeah, no, we're gonna have it as well.
Okay, just want to make sure you also have Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final happening tonight. Oilers and Panthers. Right now, Panthers leading that series 2-1, and they absolutely obliterated Edmonton in Game 3.
Yeah.
There were also a lot of fights. A lot of fights.
Do you think it's going to continue, or you think they got it out of their system in that game, and then now it's going to be more of let's lock in, let's get this win, let's tie up this series, and let's head home?
No, Edmonton wins tonight, and I think that's what the purpose of that third period was. That purpose was, you're angry, cool, go fight them now. Like let's not let this carry over, because we've got 2 days in between games for some dumb reason. But we have 2 games we have a game on Friday or Thursday, and we need Tuesday and Wednesday to be focused on fixing what we did wrong, not still focusing on our anger. So let's go ahead and get that out. So we can go ahead and play hockey tonight.
Well, I'd like to see it, because I want Edmonton to win that. Do I think they will win the series? I'm not 100% sure. That Florida Panthers team is still, I would say, the best in the league, but I'm always here for the underdog. As Joe, what? You look like you're going to go somewhere.
No.
I don't want to turn the conversation somewhere you don't want to go.
No, I was sitting and I was thinking to myself, because you and I talked about this yesterday, and it was talking about the running back duos and their backfields and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking to myself, like, we talked about the best ones, but we never actually said which ones we actually thought were the best tandems in the NFL. You know, with a lot of mandatory mini camps going on right now, obviously Falcons are trying to see like what's happening with their quarterback situation. Titans are having theirs as well, but there's all these questions now about everything. And I was sitting and thinking to myself, we never actually said which ones we thought were the best. We just kind of just talked about a lot of them. And then I said, you know what? Let's just go do like top 5. Like, who are the 5 best tandems, running back tandems in the NFL? And as I talk to you about this, I don't know if I can name 5.
Really? Now I'm more intrigued to see where you're going to go with it.
There are so many that are just, yes, you can name the 2 running backs in the backfield, but it's not like it's a 60-40 split in carries. It's not like it's a 50-50. It's more like a 90-10. You know what I'm saying? It's more like an 80-20.
Yeah.
And I really don't count those. And then you also look at the way the rushing goes in the NFL, and with so many of these teams, the quarterback in this plays a massive part in it. You know, even if you look at somewhere like Buffalo with what Cook did last year, the other number 1 running back outside of Cook was Josh Allen.
Yep.
So that's not a duo. And when it comes to running back duo, so I'm just going, I don't know if I can name 5 duos and rank them in that way.
Well, one team that I look at that's going to have that same type of situation this year, and I'm intrigued to see how it goes, because it could be one of the top 5 duos. Plus, because of course we count the quarterbacks, I look at the New York Jets. I honestly, I look at Braylon Allen, I look at Breece Hall, and I look at Justin Fields. These 3, and I know you were just talking about it. They could find so much more success with a quarterback like Justin Fields at the helm. And not because he's better than Aaron Rodgers, because he's more mobile, because he is elusive, because he is an option for the Jets offense. I think that this could be a really good backfield. It's just up to whether or not they utilize Justin Fields the correct way. They try and change it up, because this is a totally different offense compared to what you were rocking with a guy like Aaron Rodgers, who played the entirety of last season. So you can't say that they had time to figure it out because of Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson wasn't on the team. So it's a different squad. I could definitely see it. I have my list, Joe, and I'm excited to break it down.
I'm going to need yours, because again, you mentioned quarterback. So if we add quarterback into the discussion, that would totally change my list.
Well, you have to add the quarterback.
I'm saying? Like, if we're talking just running backs, RB, FB, even HB, if we're talking that. But then if you throw in QB then changed the whole list for me, because a team that I wasn't even going to have in the top 5 instantly becomes like my number 1 or number 2.
What would that team be?
That'd be Baltimore.
Okay.
I mean, again, if we're talking about adding the quarterback into the discussion, the tandem of Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry is better than anything else in the NFL.
This is a list where it includes the quarterback. These quarterbacks,
let me change my list.
Come into play here. Now, there is one team I put on this list that isn't 100%, including the quarterback, and that's the Raiders, and they come in as my 5th. Ashton Genty and Raheem Mostert. I think these two are spectacular. We haven't seen Genty in the actual NFL yet, so there's still a little bit of debate about that. But with a guy as quick, as bulldozery as Ashton Genty, and then including a veteran like Raheem Mostert, I think this is a 1-2 punch that is going to be able to destroy. And I'm looking forward to it. Now, again, this is not the same scenario that we see with other teams with mobile quarterbacks. Who do the Raiders have as a quarterback, Joe? Do you remember?
Gosh, no. Actually, no. They traded for Geno.
Yeah, they got Geno.
They traded for Geno.
I don't think Geno's going to be a mobile guy. All right. He's set in stone. He's done his own thing. He's as mobile as I would say. I don't even know who to throw out to be mobile. I mean, he's a quarterback that'll sit in the pocket. He'll get it done, but he's not a threat that you would look at and think that this guy's going to take it for 40 yards into the end zone. So this one solely focused on Ashton Genty and Raheem Mostert. I then look at a team like the Buccaneers. I would say this is my 4th. Bucky Irving, Rashad White. I like that 1-2 punch. They are very similar running backs, but I think that there is a lot of growth that can happen in this upcoming season. On top of that, Baker Mayfield shows that he has the elusive ability. It'll take pressure off of both of these running backs. And honestly, when it was just Rashad White, he was finding productivity. So I see him being great. I see Bucky Irving continuing on what he was doing last season, showing how useful he can truly be for this offense. I then go to the Ravens. Derrick Henry and Justice Hill. Now, this is going off of what I saw last year. I think there is a lot more out of Justice Hill that we are just waiting to see. Obviously, Derrick Henry is going to get a lot of the love. He's the guy that scores the touchdowns. He's the guy with the massive stiff arm. But a guy like Justice Hill, who is elusive, who is smaller, who has that second gear to really push it into the end zone, I think there's something to be said about that backfield. And on top of that, Lamar Jackson, you can't go wrong with that 1-2-3 punch because he is that running back as well as the passer. I would then go with the Lions. David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs. It doesn't matter that their quarterback isn't going to be able to run. He's about as fast as, a guy running in molasses.
Well, it just doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, it's now we're not even talking duos. We're just talking about your rushing attack. Who has the best rushing attack?
And I think for the Lions, they have such an awesome, strong offensive line. And on top of that, very talented running backs. Jahmyr Gibbs, I think, is spectacular. You get the Sonic and Knuckles duo, though, with David Montgomery. And David Montgomery, before he was with the Lions, he was a running back that was kind of falling back in the pack. He wasn't going to look like he would have a resurgence in a career. The injuries, all of that stuff adds up. But then you get a guy that helps take the workload off, which is about all of what you need to do in the NFL now. You can't just have one running back. You have to have two. I think the Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery combo is going to work just as good as it did last year. And that's why I put him at I believe, what was it, 2? Was I at 2? I think it was at 3. No, I was at 3. Because then I go with, I was at 2. I go with number 1, Joe, Philadelphia Eagles. And you're probably like, who is their second string running back again? Who's that second guy?
This is why I asked this question, because it totally changed my list. I mean, the teams that I had at 1 and 2 are now down at 4 and 5.
Okay. I'm intrigued to hear what those teams are.
Yeah.
I go with the Eagles at number 1, though. You got Saquon, definitely the most talented running back in the NFL right now. All right. If he's healthy, your team is going to win games because of the ground game. You pair that with A.J. Dillon, and some people still out there thinking, I don't know who A.J. Dillon is.
He's always been the change-up guy. Whether it was Packers or Eagles, he's always been the change-up guy.
Massive body. I would say he's similar to Derrick Henry in the way that he will plow over the defenders, make them tired, and then you throw out Saquon Barkley. That is right there the perfect combo that you want to see. 2 different styles of running backs, both very talented in their own respects. And on top of that, you got Jalen Hurts, who will run for 90-something yards a game. So that's my list. And then an honorable mention, I'll throw it at Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler. And then obviously they got Jaden Daniels. So that's the trio of running backs. So Joe, I want to hear yours.
So now that you gave me a little time to kind of adjust some things.
Good.
My number 5 I'm going to go with Carolina. It's going to be Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle. Now, if Dowdle last year was actually with Dallas, and if you combine their stats last year, they combined for over 118 first downs, which to me is one of the most interesting and the most telling stats that I'd love to use when it comes to a running back is concerned, because it only thing matters, getting across the goal line, moving the chains. If you have that ability to do it, that's all I want. So those right there, combined with the fact that both of them were 1,000-yard rushers, like that is I'm going to circle that and go, okay, those two on the same team for Carolina, you could utilize that in an interesting way. Mm-hmm. Now with you saying that about the way that you're looking at, is this being more about rushing attack than what it is actually being about just running backs together? This is where I would put Detroit now with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. Again, looking at your first downs, not to mention all the yardage that they had as well as touchdowns, 120 first downs that both of those got combined. That to me is the reason why Detroit was able to win so much as you were able to. Doesn't matter if it was 3rd and 4, 3 and 2. You had a guy on the sidelines that you knew that you could hand the ball off to, or even give the ball off to or pass it to, that could get you the first down. Number 3 for me, this is where I inserted. This is where my 3, 2, and 1 have totally changed now, because my number 3, I would throw James Cook and Josh Allen in that situation. Josh Allen, I still think took a massive step last year when they beat the Chiefs in Buffalo. I think that, again, I know that they ended up losing in the playoffs, but this is Josh Allen. Can almost safely say that I believe Josh Allen's going to take the Bills to a Super Bowl.
Now, look, all right, I was at least giving out dual running back groups.
Well, no, because again, number 2, the running back is like the number 3 or 4 guy when it comes to it. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's the reason why. Like, when you started talking about A.J. Dillon and all that, like, my number 2 is the Eagles. And it's not because of A.J. Dillon with Saquon Barkley. It's because of Jalen Hurts.
Wow.
Because, again, Jalen Hurts had almost 600 yards rushing last year, and they combined for, 30 touchdowns between the two, just rushing-wise. Obviously, the tush-push helps with a lot of that, but that's your rushing attack. Like the AJ Dillon thing is a good option, but that is not the option that when you're looking at, okay, these are the 2 guys that I need to stop. AJ Dillon is one of them. No, it's Jalen as well as Saquon in this. So that's where he goes. And then I've already told you my number 1, and it's Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. Again, the Justice Hill part of this, if he wants to hop in on this train, so be it.
Oh, it's a train. It is a train. You do not stand in front of it.
But between Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, if you can get your wide receivers to stay on the field and stay healthy, that rushing attack alone can win you 9 or 10 games. Just with those 2 guys by themselves. That's how good those 2 are. And especially with the offensive line that Baltimore has, I would go ahead and safely say, let's go. That would be my number 1. So that's kind of our rushing attack that we have on there. Those are our lists. You can hop in towards the end of the show, but we come back. Let's go out to Omaha. Eric Sorenson, D1 Baseball, is hanging out there, getting ready for tomorrow's series.
He's on deck.
We'll be back on the Blitz, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
That would have been perfect, Joe.
Phone lines are open now. 256-576-4977. This is the Blitz on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question.
Have you noticed mold, mildew, bowing walls, or water in your basement? I hope not, but if you have, your basement is losing the war against groundwater. That's where AFS comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Schedule your free inspection at afsrepair.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for detail.
Where's the best place for sports? What about the best place for wings? If you answered Jefferson's for both, you're right. Jefferson's is also a great place for value. Every Monday, kids eat free with the purchase of an adult meal, and teachers bring your teacher ID, and you eat free every first Tuesday of the month up to $15. And Owens Crossroads, Jefferson's will be opening a new location at 326 Sutton Road very soon. Jefferson's, best place for sports, best place for wings. Hampton Cove, and soon in Owens Crossroads.
I'm here with Thomas from Talent Heating and Air. With the temperatures going up and temperatures going down right now, now is a good time to get your heating and air system looked at. Thomas, when somebody calls, you guys answer.
That's right. The phones are staffed by us. They're manned 24/7. We're ready to come out and take care of you that day.
How do they give you guys a call?
You give us a call at 256-503-4490.
And you can find you guys on the World Wide Web at
talenthvac.com.
And now is a good time to do this because you guys are offering a special deal.
That's right. We're doing $49 tune-ups this spring. We're also doing free second opinions. We offer that year-round. Somebody comes out, they say you got a back compressor, leaking a refrigerator. Give us a call, see if we can save you some money.
Thomas from Talent Heating and Air. Thomas, one more time, that phone number.
256-503-4490.
AL certain number 21014.
Forgiveness. Wow, what a word. What a gift. All of us have done things in our lives that we regret. All of us have done things that are disobedient. All of us have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Thank God for his forgiveness. Thank God that he separates our sins as far as the east is from the west and remembers them no more. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor at Cross Point Church, smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison. Check us out at cpcfamily.org.
The Tom Abraham Show. Weekdays beginning at noon on 97.7 ESPN The Zone and WCZN TV.
Everybody, get your roll on.
All right, so let me just go ahead and correct myself. Apparently, we will have a show tomorrow. Dang it. I was so thinking things were wrong. Apparently, we're actually doing our walkthroughs and everything on Monday, which will make a lot more sense. I was so already zoned out with that tomorrow. Now I got to actually focus and stuff on doing a show tomorrow. All right, so this is the last show of the week, but we still are going to be talking a little bit about the College World Series, as Eric Sorenson is going to be joining us in just a little bit, as he is the Stitch Head, and he is in Omaha getting ready for the College World Series, which does get started tomorrow. That I have correctly. That I'm not screwed up on, as first pitch for the very first game of the tournament is going to be tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and that's going to be between Coastal Carolina and Arizona. But he joins us now, Eric Sorenson, the Stitch Head from D1 Baseball. Are you in Omaha right now, Eric?
Yeah, I just got in here last night right about midnight. Flew into Kansas City because the rental car rates are much lower there. Yes, so I made it here last night.
Sweet. So you were there, you were ready to go, and I know that obviously there's video and all this stuff coming out of Murray State making it, walking into the stadium for the very first time and all that. But for you, I know that we'll get to the Coastals and the Murray State, but you were also last week over in LA with UCLA. And I know so much focus is being on the other bracket as far as the Coastals and all this, but help us out with the UCLA Murray State game in this and what you saw from this UCLA team, because in the SEC, we haven't paid attention to them much.
Well, that's kind of par for the course. I get that. But this is a very, very good UCLA team. They only won 19 games last year. They had a real crap year and a lot of injuries, and all those injured pitchers they had are all healthy now, and it's showing because they've got probably the deepest pitching staff of the teams here. I figure if anybody can go into the losers bracket and come out of it with the pitching, it's got to be UCLA. But yeah, they're on an uptick. I mean, they played really well against UC San Antonio and won their regional against a really feisty UC Irvine team. So I like their chances out here, and they also have it's not a huge advantage, but they did play in the Big Ten tournament here in Omaha just 3 weeks ago. So they do have the lay of the land of the new stadium, and the new stadium. It's a couple years old now, but they do have the lay of the land of the stadium and know the field. So that's kind of another thing that's a little bit in their advantage.
Well, and we do that a lot of times whenever we're talking about like the Hoover Met. You'll see SEC teams will play at least, Alabama, Auburn, Georgia. Like some of them always find a way to play at least one game in Hoover, like a non-conference game somewhere over there, just to kind of, hey, we're playing there once. Do you really think that could be an advantage for a team that's already played in this stadium and kind of knows the batter's eye, how the field plays, how the humidity works against or for you? Like there's a lot that goes into playing into a stadium for the first time.
Yeah. It's a small advantage, but it's definitely an advantage. Again, yeah, they're just because they're used to it now. And of course, John Savage, the head coach, he's had teams play in the College World Series at Charles Schwab Field before, so he kind of knows the deal there too. So again, not a big thing. Don't put too fine a point on it, but it is a nice thing to have under your belt to have played games there and get used to the mound and the way the grass plays and the dirt plays.
So has anybody at D1 baseball, I mean, you may have been the one that's done it, went back and calculated the attendance for every single Murray State baseball game as compared to how many fans are going to be there for just their very first game in Omaha?
No, I haven't. I haven't heard that yet. I've seen pictures. I've never been to their stadium. I've seen pictures of it. It's a really, really good high school field, Joe.
Yes.
But it's kind of like, I mean, let's not belabor the point too much, but Stony Brook was there a number of years ago, and their field is the same way. I've seen games there in New York. Kent State made it, and they have a really rinky-dink field there. Their home field. So yeah, that's kind of the neat part to me, is that you get these teams. It's kind of like when I was a kid growing up here. Teams from all over, and small teams, big and small, from Maine to Hawaii, would play in the College World Series, and this Murray State team just kind of, continuing that. I almost want to say tradition, although it's not a set deal, but it's just great to see teams like that and Coastal Carolina make it to the College World Series.
Well, and Coastal Carolina was one of these teams that we think of and we go, oh, it's cute you guys have made it, but this is kind of where the big boys play. Like we thought that, and then, oh, look, they win in 2016. I think we feel kind of the same way about a Murray State of, oh, okay, it's cute that you guys made it. It's great you guys made it through regionals and super regionals, but, now you're in Omaha, it's different. How much of a chance does Murray State have here? Like, what are they showing you that goes, they're not just here to have fun for 2 games?
Oh, well, I mean, Murray State, look at it this way, Joe. You get any team that goes to Ole Miss and wins twice with that crowd that they had to go up against, and Georgia Tech, a team that had their coach retiring after 30 years. I would not have imagined that any team, especially one from the Missouri Valley Conference, could pull that off. And for them to do that, they got to be playing with the utmost of confidence now. And then, of course, they went to Duke and won last week to make it to Omaha. So, yeah, at this point, I mean, think about this, though, Joe. I mean, Kent State, getting back to them, they eliminated Florida that year that they played in Omaha. And Oral Roberts a few years ago, they won a game in Omaha as well. And, they were a 4th seed as well. So, yeah, don't put, you can't put anything past anyone, not at this stage, especially with the teams they've beaten. Granted, they're going to be the prohibited underdogs, but you never know how 19, 20, 21-year-olds will react when they get to a big stage like this. They can make it, they can be Joe Cool or they can just freak out. So let's see what happens. But after what they did the last 2 weekends, I'm not going to bet against Murray State or anyone at this point.
Eric Sorenson from D1 Baseball is joining us right now as Stitch Head. You can follow him on X, Stitch_head. And obviously his logo, you're gonna know it when you get to his feed. Trust me. And you know it with Eric. Is it crazy to say, though? I know that Coastal's on this long win streak. Obviously, they took down Auburn in 2 games. So, we're paying attention to it. Is it crazy to say that the winner of Tennessee, Arkansas, those are your 2 teams that you could say is going to win the national championship?
Yeah, well, I think that's what you'd probably look at and give the favorites tag to, obviously. Yeah. Those are probably the 2 most known teams, I think, and they're on one side of the bracket. I think Oregon State on the other side is probably the favorite in the bracket 1. So yeah, you have your favorites, and all things being equal, if you looked at it, you'd think, okay, well, whoever wins between LSU and Arkansas is probably going to play in the championship series. Whoever, Oregon State's probably going to be there too. But it never goes that way, and especially not this year. The NCAA tournament was certainly not chalk, as they say. It wasn't like last year. Last year's College World Series kind of bored me a little bit. This one's going to be much different. It could be. It does remind me, Joe, a lot of 2016 when ironically Arizona and Coastal Carolina played in the championship series. But man, just anything can happen. The field is pretty open. It's open. It's with a lot of teams that you didn't expect to get here. And that's the kind of College World Series I love. That's the College World Series I kind of grew up with, and I'm kind of digging it.
That's awesome. And I think we're all kind of in the same page right now because with all this talk around the SEC or the Big Ten being those top dogs when it comes to baseball, anything can truly happen. And I want to kind of look in depth on some of these squads. We have such parity. Talk about. I mean, who do you think has had the toughest trials to get to the World Series to this point right now?
Yeah, well, Murray State certainly comes to mind. I think Oregon State, though, they kind of when the brackets came out of 2 weeks ago, guys, I looked at it. I thought Oregon State had possibly the toughest regional with TCU, who could have been a home regional host as well, and USC at that region. I thought they had the toughest one, and they came out of that. And then they had to play Florida State, which I thought was a really tough draw for not being a top 8 seed. They were the toughest draw of the 9 through 16, and it showed. I mean, Oregon State and Florida State, they went tooth and nail. It was a real dogfight. They knocked the snot out of each other for the most part. But so I kind of had Oregon State as having the toughest road here. And again, that's kind of take a grain of salt with that. Any road to Omaha is going to be tough. Like you just ask any of the coaches, but yeah, I would say Oregon State probably had the toughest road.
As we continue with Eric Sorenson, the Stitch head from D1 baseball. And now I can just really ask you fun questions because we've talked the whole thing.
Sure.
You've done all that. Okay, screw this. We were talking about this earlier this week, and I know that you've been there literally. How many years have you been to Omaha? Because I know you go every season.
Yeah. Do you want to include the years I grew up here when I was a tyke? I guess.
Yeah. I want to be Rosenblatt. Let's go all the way back, man.
Let me do my math. I went to high school in Louisiana, so let me do my math. I've been to Omaha 78 times.
Holy mess! Really. I hope that's true.
Really,
I was about to say. I was like, were you talking like? Are you going there for minor league games as well? Like a Sidewinders or whatever it is that plays in Omaha.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, like I'm.
No, I've been coming here since in my adult years. I've been coming here about 25 straight years, I guess you could say.
Okay, good. So I know that at some point in time you've went to Rocco's, and I know that obviously that's going to be a conversation. But here's the question, because we started talking about this the other day. Is every school, is it like the flavor connected to the school? Like, is LSU's Jell-O shot grape? Like, is this what we're like? This is the thing that's been just annoying me for the last week.
I'm going to have to do some research on that because I don't know. I don't know the Jell-O shots. It's not my deal. But yes, LSU's fans will win the Jell-O shots competition because I guess it matters to them. UCLA will have the least amount because they're the smartest. But no, I don't know how they divvy out the flavors. That's actually an interesting question. I hadn't had that asked me before. So I'm going to do some recon for you and get back to you, Joe. Okay. That's a good question.
Thank you, because we started going through the flavors like that Jell-O makes, even if we went like straight Walmart brand. I mean, like and I'm just going like, do Coastal fans have to take lime shots? Like, how does this, you know what I'm saying? Or is it food dye? Like now, this is the stuff that I want to know because again, the Rocco's part of this is part of the biggest story on there.
Yeah, the best part is that Rocco's gives a lot of it out to to charity. I love that they do that with the Jell-O shots, and it's become a popular thing. Again, Jell-O shots not exactly my deal, but I'll check it out for you. I promise.
$1.50 of those Jell-O shots go to charity. They're
yes,
$5 a piece though. A lot of people a little concerned about those prices. They're always worried about it, but plenty of money going through Omaha as we continue on.
Robbery.
Yeah, definitely highway robbery. How much does it cost to get into one of these events?
Yeah, that's a good question either, because I've always gotten a free pass.
You get free.
That's my way.
Yeah, you get free,
and I get a free lunch too. So yeah, no, but I've had friends that have come up here and like have bought tickets to even like the championship series. And they pay. I had a friend of mine here last year, and she paid like $125, I think, for a seat at the championship series. So I know that much too. I'm not sure how much the just the preliminary rounds are, but I'm guessing $50, $70, something like that. It's not like when I was a kid, you just bought a book of 10 Gen Ad seats, and they were like $20, and you got to tear it off and go to whatever game you want to and sit out in the outfield. But not the same as that anymore, that's for sure.
All right, so the other thing that happens, and this is why I don't know when exactly it does happen, and I want to ask is like the home run derby. Like there's these other events and things like that I see that normally air like after the College World Series. Does that happen like while everybody is in Omaha, or is it really like after the tournament? Like, how does that happen?
Yeah, that's usually like a week, maybe a week or two after. I want to say like in early July it happens. It's a separate event. It doesn't have. They should combine it with this. It seems like it would make the most sense. I also think they should do the Major League Draft here in Omaha. During like right before the College World Series. I think that'd be pretty bitchin' too. But yeah, no, that home run derby, and they do a good job with it. I've never been to it personally myself, but I've seen it on TV and stuff. But they do a good job with it. And it's like a week or two after this.
All right, so before we let you go, Eric, because again, I know that the rest of the week's about to be hectic, and we just added Jello shots onto your night, so I'm glad, hope that you enjoy those over the course of the next week. Who do you think, in all seriousness, what two teams? I know you've mentioned Oregon State, you mentioned Arkansas, you mentioned Tennessee, but who do you think is actually going to be playing in the national championship round?
Yeah, look, I tell you what, Joe, put it this way. If I'm going to Vegas, I'm going to put my money on Arkansas. I'm going to put my money on Oklahoma State. And Oklahoma State's going to win. Oregon State, sorry, senior moment.
It's okay.
So Oregon State and Arkansas, and Oregon State will win the first, or Arkansas will win the first game. And they'll have a lead until one out to go in the second game, and then they'll drop a pop fly, and Oregon State will rally for that game and the third game. So I got Oregon State. There you go.
That's what I love. I love those in-depth analysis of something that will happen in the future. Because if it happens, I mean, there might be people coming at you with stakes and like fires and all that stuff.
Is this going to be like the Women's College World Series? Are we going to start learning all these new rules and how in-depth it is? Kind of like the interference rule that, all of that. Like, is there anything that we need to know to pay attention to that we're going to see here and it's just going to take over the entire World Series because everybody's complaining about it?
Yeah, there's always something that comes up that doesn't, kind of comes out of the woodwork. I think the other thing is, guys, there's always some player that kind of comes out of the woodwork and has a huge series and helps the team win the national title. So kind of look for that too. I think that's the thing that is kind of akin to the College World Series, is having a player come out of nowhere and just have a wicked cool World Series and help their team to the title. But yeah, we'll probably have something, like an interference call. And I think in this day and age, this is kind of how the series will end. It'll end on a team celebrating, and then all of a sudden they'll be like, nope, we're going to go to video review, and then it gets overturned and the other team will win. So that's kind of like the anticlimax of what the series will probably end this year.
All the Gatorade and everything will already be on the field. They'll be dogpiling, and hold on.
It basically happened to Murray State. I mean, they had to totally reverse that. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to pause it. Eric, man, I cannot thank you. You come on with me every single year, man. Thank you so much, bro.
Yeah, you got it. Thanks, guys. Thanks for sharing the airwaves.
All right, no problem, man. That's Eric Sorenson, Stitchhead of D1 Baseball. I've known him for years, and I'm telling you, this guy is absolutely amazing. You've got to go follow him on X. Again, he travels all over. He goes to all the different baseball stadiums. He travels a ton to see all the different college baseball stadiums. It is awesome if you go to his feed.
That's pretty legit. And that's why I kind of wanted to leave him to talk with you a little bit more, just because you guys are so close. Good to talk with your buddies.
I'm telling you, like he knows. Like, I mean, seriously, like he knows every single year, week of College World Series, I'm hitting him up. Like he is.
He asked me, he's like, so is this with just Joe? I was like, well, no. Yeah. I'll let it be with just Joe.
No, and the only look, it's because like with him, and he talked about how he used to live there and everything. So Eric is a guy where for a long period of time, it may be different now because I think his wife also comes along as well, where he's got buddies that obviously he grew up in Omaha. He mentioned that. And he has a buddy, and he says that he just goes to and stays in his basement for like a week. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, dude, that's literally like, hey, man, I'm going to go hang out at my friend's house, and it's during the summer, and you're just doing it for like 2 and 3 weeks straight, and your parents are going, hey, you ever gonna come home? Like, no, I gotta wash clothes.
One
Like,
more week.
Yeah, I can wash clothes here. Like, it's no problem. I'll just redo it.
It's like this home run derby thing happening in 3 weeks. So
Yes.
like I got to go back over there.
I've always wondered about it because I always felt like that was something that should happen during the College World Series. And then, like, say, for instance, the Friday night, like, you have these games in the College World Series it'll start tomorrow. It'll go all the way through Thursday, but they always have Friday off. Have it right then, have it a celebration of college baseball, and then boom, you go right into Saturday, Sunday, Monday for game 1, 2, and 3 of the national championship tournament.
Sounds like it would work perfectly.
Why am I coming up with these ideas, man?
I mean, maybe they should sign you onto like a contract or something like that.
I'm all for this. NCAA, I mean, you don't make great decisions. This would be a good one.
They got enough money for it.
Between me doing this and also trying to get, baseball games in unique venues and football games and basketball games everywhere. Like, I think just a marketing firm needs to hire.
And you know what I think another good idea would be?
What?
Have that interview in the second hour of tomorrow's show.
Yeah, it would have been. It would have been.
No, it will be. It will be.
If
it will be.
If I, didn't screw up the fact that I thought we were off tomorrow.
We're never gonna be off, Joe.
We were off tomorrow.
I know.
That is so my fault.
We're never gonna be off, but I will say this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, best of second hour.
I'm so sorry.
Best of second hour.
No, because I still got to stay here and work anyway. Yeah, you would get off early. I wouldn't.
I have so much to do with this video.
I did, man. I thought we were off tomorrow, and I thought here's what I thought. I thought that we were going to do the walkthrough tomorrow so that it gave John the weekend to fix anything digitally that needed to be fixed.
No.
That's what I thought.
We always do a day of.
So what's going to happen is you're going to be over there day of. Something's going to happen, and you're going to spend the next 5 hours panicking trying to fix it.
Not 5 hours. Come on now. I make it easier for myself than that. There have been times, though, where we had a spelling error, maybe 1 or 2 of those, and we went about it and fixed it. But regardless,
that's my fault. I was already zoned out thinking today was the last show.
It's okay. I thought today was a Friday because of it.
Yeah, see, why do you listen to me? Like that, like you were totally rolling with me on this. You totally were. You and I were going to show up at Mars Music Hall tomorrow at 9:00, and nobody was going to be there.
Oh, I'm pretty sure we could have got the old boys in IT over there.
I mean, we could have done a walkthrough.
We could have, and honestly, I would have felt amazing about it. Maybe we should.
Oh, now I've given you see, idea man.
I would have done it. If you go down, I go down with you.
I mean, I'm the idea man. That's it right there. I come up with ideas. You need me to help you with your idea? 256-576-977. My idea on how to wrap up the shows next on 97.7 ESPN The Zone at WZZN TV.
That's a good one.
Joe Hunk, John Abraham. You can watch the Blitz live now on X at 97.7 ESPN.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
The following liner is courtesy of Frank Caliendo. Check out Frank online at frankcaliendo.com.
Listen to the drive with Wes Neighbors. I mean, Wes played at Alabama and he worked on the sled. I mean, it all comes down to the sled. I mean, I love the sled. Wes knows what I'm talking about. But as for Steve, I mean, Steve, he's one of those guys. The only sled he knows about was the one on Snowy Hill. Boom.
Hey folks, this is Arthur Seaton, managing partner at University Kia, proudly saying roll tide and war eagle. Stop into University Kia today and shop one of the area's largest selection of new Kias, including Fortes, Seltos, Telluride, and Popular Carnival, and fully electric EV6. View all the great specials at universitykia.com and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia if you really want, because we want to see you in a University Kia.
There's power in caring when it is put into action. Each year, our bankers serve on nonprofit boards, support our local educators, and volunteer with our hometown food bank. I'm Bobby Humphrey, Vice President of Business Development for Bryan Bank, and community service is just not a line item in our mission statement. It's who we are. Because after all, Alabama is our home too. That kind of commitment to community might not be what you would expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give us a call or stop by one of our 2 offices in the Huntsville area and experience unbeatable service and legendary results.
Bryan Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money. Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer again. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is extremely proud to have recently received numerous awards, including being voted best wings in the state of Alabama. Other awards received include Best All-Around Restaurant, Best American Restaurant, #1 Sports Bar, Best Chef, Best Wings, and Best Dining Experience. Thank you for 43 legendary years, and we look forward to providing you an award-winning dining experience at every visit. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
Hold your block until the whistle blows.
From SEC Media Days to the National Championship game.
This was a great team win.
We are 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
I just need to go back to bed. I think it's the case. I just need to go back to bed. Between saying that we were off tomorrow because of a walkthrough that's happening on Monday, and somehow I got Eric talking about Tennessee and Arkansas playing in the World Series, and it's LSU and Arkansas. I don't think we mentioned LSU at all.
I did hear him say Tennessee as well.
Yeah, because he went with me.
People follow you, Joe.
Dude, I'm telling you, why do we do this? I am having an off day.
Joe's off day is presented by Bobcat of Huntsville.
You need to dig a hole to bury yourself in.
And so you cannot have an off day and always be on the go with Bobcat of Huntsville. You can find their new location off of Highway 20 right next to the Harley-Davidson shop over there near Redstone Arsenal. So head on over there, get yourself either rent some equipment or buy yourself a new skid for that job you've been waiting to do. Either one, Bobcat's able to do it for you. Joe, you might be on a little bit of an off day, but I'm feeling pretty good.
I'm glad you are. Seriously, I have no idea where my mind is. I told you I was in my head. I continued to think Tennessee and Arkansas were playing in the first round of the College World Series.
Crazy. You're such a Tennessee fan that even though Tennessee got eliminated, you're still in doubt.
And they got eliminated by Arkansas. Like you would think I would remember this.
Oh,
but yet I'm sitting here like, oh yeah, Tennessee and Arkansas. That's the biggest game in the other bracket. How? Oh.
Joe, did you see the video of Travis Hunter dancing at practice?
And everybody telling him to stop?
Yeah. Specifically, everybody wants to say just one wide receiver is telling him to stop. I doubt it's just one guy that's telling him to just like take it serious. But he is the only one that is dancing and having a fun time. And I don't want to stop a guy from having a fun time. But I wonder how much of a distraction it could be, especially for a guy that made a lot of money in the NIL, in college football. And I saw a lot of people comment. It was like, oh, well, some of these guys, they didn't have those opportunities. A lot of people that think that that's the case are probably pretty wrong. A lot of players who were pre-NIL are going to get some money from the NCAA. And on top of that, the guy that everybody's saying, oh, the wide receiver told him to stop dancing, that's Cam Camper from Boise State. He's a rookie. This is another rookie telling a rookie to stop dancing and take it serious. It's like this isn't a veteran that's coming in here thinking that all he's known is the money from the NFL. This is a guy that was making NIL from college football, and he also went farther in the playoffs than Colorado would have wished they would have done. So let's just take it easy, everybody.
So, there's two sides. There's that, hey, you're in the NFL now. This is how you should be doing things. This is how it should go. Then there's the Travis Hunter side of it of like, look, man, this is how I get ready.
Yeah.
Like this is how I vibe.
Let me vibe.
And if I go out and I screw up plays and I start messing up, okay, we have a discussion. Like I'm running the wrong routes. I'm not going in and I'm not making catches I should make. I'm not, I should be breaking 8 yards in instead of 10 yards, and I'm messing up the timing with my quarterback. All right, cool. If all that stuff's happening, yeah, dude, you need to chill. Yeah. Like you need to focus more on this, and you need to do the dancing.
It's gonna get to a point where people are going to try and compare him to a guy that a lot of people already forgot his name. I did not. It's Chase Claypool, who played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who was doing those TikTok dances. There was a lot of love around this kid, and then he started antagonizing, doing these TikTok dances, and then his productivity started to kind of falter. That's the distraction I think that people don't want to see happen, and I think that's why when you get to the NFL level, sometimes you just got to be serious. Now, I hate that would have to be the case for a guy that's as fun as Travis Hunter. But, this stuff will weed itself out on its own. You just got to let the times come and him get a few knocks in the NFL to really, educate himself on how physical the NFL is truly compared to college.
But again, at the same time, if he is now going out and he's playing like Travis Hunter, it's making catches, it's not affecting his play, it's not affecting the hustle between it.
Do it.
That's what I think. Go for it. Like if this is how you vibe and this is what gets you into being able to play, okay, cool. But if you start messing up and you start playing bad and you start practicing bad and you're not making the adjustments and focusing on the changes that you need to make to be a wide receiver in the NFL or a cornerback in the NFL, now we need to talk about changing it. Because look, all NFL teams, they play music. They all play music. All right. Like it is there is a guy that is on the field.
I'd be dancing too.
There's a guy. Oh no, they all dance. And there's a guy on the field that his job is the playlist. Like that is his job.
I want that job.
He's sitting over there and he's like, one of the players would be like, do not fill in this one. All right, cool. Let me change it.
Sandman.
Like that's it. Like oh no, they're trust me. No.
A little bit different.
They ain't playing Sandman during this. Okay, like they're playing, they're playing some really good stuff.
That's one way to put it, yeah.
Yeah. So, again, if you can vibe and you can play well, dude, I don't care what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's when you start screwing up, okay, now we need to focus, like you need to focus on this and stop doing that.
Let the players have personalities. That's all I want to say. That kind of goes back to the beginning of the show whenever you were talking about it. And another odd thing we're seeing in football right now in the NFL, and I don't want to talk about a guy's weight or anything. Joe, you're putting on a few pounds. No, I'm joking. Not you. Deebo Samuel running routes with the Washington Commanders. You can take a little bit away from what the NFL is doing right now. You get a few eyes on the guys that are starting to be in their new equipment. It's cool to see. There's one thing, though, that you can say for certain. He has put on a little bit of weight, not looking as fast. I'm wondering how much of concern this is going to be if we might see maybe an Eddie Lacy type of moment for old Debo Samuel.
All right, had a bad Thursday. Let's see if I can make up for it on Friday because apparently we got a show.
I'm telling you, dude.
Dang it.
Second hour best of.
No.
It's an idea.
No.
Okay. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Tom Abraham coming up at noon.
Where's the best place for sports? What about the best place for wings? If you answered Jefferson's for both, you're right. Jefferson's is also a great place for value. Every Monday, kids eat free with the purchase of an adult meal, and teachers bring your teacher ID, and you eat free every first Tuesday of the month up to $15. And